I'm Arlene Harroff, and I finished up an undergraduate degree here in religious studies, and I'm now in the MAT and MDiv program. I love this program here. I love what Maryhurst is doing. It's been a tremendous change and blessing in my life, helping me define who I am in terms of my spiritual growth, my journey. I've always believed in interfaith dialogue. I've always had a heart for unity, that we could all be unified. But how to accomplish that? And one of the things that I've been able to do that has been a lot of fun, very rewarding, is I started a gathering as a nonprofit corporation in the state of Oregon here, and we call it the Salem First Nations Gathering. It's a Native American ministry where we are able to offer Native Americans a safe place to come. It is a Christian ministry, but we don't have any preaching, we don't have any denominationalism or doctrine, and we just offer a safe place for healing. We started this in 2001, and it has grown and flourished. And one of the nicest things that we've experienced in Interfaith Dialogue has been that we've taken teams onto reservations, teams of just local people from around here, Native Americans. We've gotten Anglo leadership together with Native American leadership and elders, and we have had wonderful times of reconciliation and healing, times of healing the land, very powerful ceremonies. And that's been a very deepening and wonderful experience for myself. So I want to continue in that. In fact, I'm going to go right over after I leave here and hang out with a bunch of Native people. We'll have a talking circle and different things like that. What I'm headed for personally is I'd like to do hospital chaplaincy, targeting those who are terminally ill and dying as my main target group. I'm also training through the Chalice of Repose project in music thanatology, using the harp and voice with the dying. So I'd like to be able to target the people that are terminally ill and dying, especially those who are alone and don't have the support of a hospice or a family. And that's my dream and my ambition. And one of the things that this program is doing is helping me to bring together a vision for interfaith ministry in the area of hospital chaplaincy and ministering to the dying. And so I'm really excited about that. And I just love doing the program here. I would recommend it highly to anyone who has any doubts about it. Just jump in, come on over here, and check out what the school has got to offer. It's a wonderful experience, wonderful program.
My name is Sister Carol Higgins. I'm a Sister of the Holy Names, and our community has a long tradition of interfaith dialogue, and in our earliest days we often had children from other religious traditions in our school communities. And my own personal ministerial experience has been working in school situations where the population is about 50% Catholic and 50% other faith traditions. And so I've always had the opportunity to work with children and help them respect one another's faith traditions and find the similarities as well as honoring the differences in those different faith traditions. One of the main characteristics of our religious community is the full development of the human person. And for me, in terms of the interfaith dialogue, that means helping each individual person find the best path for themselves so that they can meet the divine in whichever way works for them.
Good afternoon. I'm Sister Molly Revis, a Sister of the Holy Names. I was a teacher and administrator for several years at St. Mary's Academy, and I'm living presently at Holy Redeemer Convent in Portland. And whenever we talk about interfaith dialogue, I think of an experience that I had when one of our students who happened to be a Muslim asked me where I prayed. And to make a long story short, apparently his job prevented him from going to the mosque for Friday prayers, but he said he missed praying with the group. So I said, sometimes I prayed at my parish, which was Holy Redeemer, and sometimes I went across the street from St. Mary's to St. Michael's. And he said, well, could I come with you? So I thought, well, sure. I'll meet you Sunday. And I thought to myself, I guess I'll go to St. Michael's because I know that he knew his way to St. Mary's. I wasn't so sure about Holy Redeemer. So we did meet about 10 o'clock for the 10 o'clock Mass, and Father Bert Griffin was the pastor at St. Michael's at the time. So he had been diagnosed with cancer, but he was still offering Mass and giving homilies. So I don't remember what the readings were about, but somehow in the homily, Father Griffin mentioned world religions. And he talked about Judaism, talked about Christianity, and then he talked about Islam. And when he mentioned the 5 pillars of Islam, I looked over at my friend and tears were running down his face. And he said to me afterwards, did he know I was coming? Meaning, did Father know I was coming? I said, no, he didn't. And he said, I never thought I would come to a Catholic church to hear a homily about Islam. Can I meet him? So Father was weakened at the time by cancer, and so he didn't come out in front to greet people, but he was seated in the sacristy on a couch. So we went back into the sacristy, and I asked if we could speak with him for a minute, and I introduced my friend. And Father Griffin was so wonderful. He said, Salam Alaikum, to this man who replied, Alaikum Salam. And they had a brief conversation. And then I remember the Muslim man saying to him, God bless you, as we left. And for me, it was just the hand of God that we ended up coming to a church where the pastor just happened to be speaking about world religions, and it was enriching for me, and I know it was enriching for my friend, and I hope it was also enriching for Father Griffin.
My name is Scott Selridge. I'm a recent Merrillhurst graduate this year, 2008. I'm a member of the United Church of Christ. When it comes to interfaith dialogue, our church is quite involved in the ecumenical ministries of Oregon. I personally am a strong believer in interfaith dialogue. My religious background is really always been about the similarities and the great core of religious truth that the religions show. And so hearing Sister Cecilia Ranger and Sheila endorse this is just a blessing to my heart. Believe in it so strongly, and it is the road to peace. It is the way that we could find peace in this world if we would finally see the common ground and the core truths and quit arguing about the nuances and the details. So I was really heartened to see Merrillhurst, which is a great place of faith, endorse this movement.